All right, we're going up, back, and down. Couple more of these. Good. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Let's take the arms. We're going to reach the arms up as high as you can, lower down. Now we're just warming up, so this doesn't have to be very high. Just getting those shoulders warmed up a little. So take it nice and slow and just kind of in your range of movement. All right, 2 more. Good. Last one. All right, good. Lower the arms down. We're going to take them out to the side, tap the shoulders, extend the arms out. So we're warming up through the arms here, through the biceps and the triceps. Keep going. Good. Out and in. All right, let's do one more. Now take the hands on top of the shoulders, open the elbows back, kind of lifting through the chest. And then we're going to pull the elbows forward, kind of towards each other. Open back out again. So open through the chest, close around to warm up through the back. All right. Do 2 more. Last one. Good. All right. Drop the arms down. We're moving on to the legs for our warm up. Shift the weight side to side. Just one leg to the other. And then step your feet out a little bit wider. And then we're going to go into a little more of a knee bend. Again, just kind of take it where you can. We're still warming up. All right. So bring it on back to center here, keeping the feet kind of wide, toes turned out to the side. We're going to just take the hands on the hips, push the hips back, squatting down and up. Now, again, we're warming up, so not too far down. We just want to get that movement going. So you're pushing your hips back, keeping the chest lifted. Good. So focus more on the proper movement here versus how far you come down, since we're just warming up. All right, 2 more. Last one. Good. Go ahead and step the feet in a little bit closer together. We're going to do some knee lifts, just a few warming up. If you need to hold on to something, you can take the wall or grab your chair if you need a little balance support. I'm just going to lift the right knee, lift the left knee. So nice and slow. And again, still warming up. So take it just kind of not to 100% like where you might when we're doing the exercises. All right, one more here. Set both feet on the floor, stand up nice and tall, shoulders back and down. One more big deep breath in, stretch it up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, lower it down. All right, so we are going to start our first exercise, which is that leg series we did on Monday. So we're going to start off. If you need the chair or countertop, whatever you have for a little balance support, stay close by to whatever you need to hold on to. We're going to start with a knee lift first. All right, so make sure you're standing nice and tall, shoulders back and down, abdominals contracted. We're going to start with that right knee, lifting the knee up, hip height, and lower back down. All right, so keep looking straight ahead. Again, you're just going up about hip height with this one, nice and slow. And you're just barely kind of tapping the foot down and then lifting it back up. So not resting all the way down. Now, if this other leg gets fatigued, you can take a little break if you need to. Good. All right, this is 10, sorry. 2 more. Last one. All right, good. Shake the legs out. All right, so we'll switch it over to that left leg. Same thing. Abdominals contracted, chest lifted, looking straight ahead. Lift that left knee. Nice and slow. 2, 3. Now, remember when we're doing these, if you can do them and stay balanced without holding on, that's fine. If you feel a little wobbly and you're trying to kind of maintain your balance, I'd rather you keep the hand on the chair so that you can maintain the form of the exercise versus focusing just on balance. All right, 3 more. 2. Last one. All right, so just kind of shift your weight side to side here. So we'll go on to our next one in the series. So we're going to take it to the back of the leg. So we're going to do that hamstring curl. All right, so remember, this is one where you might get a cramp in the back of that leg and the hamstring as you start to lift. If you do, just take a second, stretch the leg out before you go back to it. All right, so we want to stand tall. Feet are together, about hip width apart, but right next to each other. You want to keep the knees lined up. So standing tall, looking straight ahead again, lifting the right heel, bending the left knee, lift it up. Knees are lined up, parallel. Lower it down. So again, you're not resting all the way down with that foot, just kind of tapping down and then lifting again. Good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. We're squeezing into this glute right here, into the glute muscle. All right, last one. Okay, very good. Shake that leg out. We'll go to the left leg. All right, other side. So again, if you need a little balance support, hold on to something unless you can maintain that balance. So keep those knees lined up. Make sure your knee's not here. Lift the heel, lower it down. 2, 3, 4. Good. Again, squeezing right here into the glutes. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Last 2. All right. Very good. Shake the legs out. And then the third exercise in the series, we're going to do the side leg raise. So again, standing nice and tall, shoulders back and down, starting with that right leg. Bend your left knee slightly, and then lift that leg out to the side, toes pointing forward, lower back down. Nice and slow and controlled. 3, make sure you're not leaning over to the left as you lift that right leg. And remember, when you're doing these, if that standing leg gets a little tired or, kind of starts to cramp up or anything, just take a break, stretch out the leg, let it rest a minute before you go back into it. All right. 2 more. All right, very good. Shake the leg out, both legs. All righty, we're gonna go over to that left leg to finish that one out. All right, so back to that left leg again. Bend that right knee so it's not locked out. Lift it up, toes pointing forward, lower down. And remember, if you need to kind of modify the height that you lift one leg, if one leg doesn't lift up quite as high as the other, that's fine. Just again, you want to work with kind of how you're feeling, how your body's feeling today. So don't lift it as high if it feels like you're kind of struggling to get it up there. 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, very good. Check the legs out. Okay, so take a little break. We're gonna take about 30 seconds and then we're gonna do our second set on each of those exercises. So grab a drink of water if you have it close by. All right. So when you're ready, we'll go ahead and get back into position, starting with the knee lifts first. So again, make sure, stay with focusing on your posture on all of these. That second set, sometimes you start getting fatigued. You can kind of start forgetting about your posture. So make sure you pay attention to that. All right, so right knee is going to start us off again, lifting that knee and lower down. Good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. 9, 10. Last 2. All right, very good. Shake the legs out. Okay, going over to that other leg one more time. All right, so get your posture set. Again, hold on to the chair if you need to. Lift that knee hip height and lower it back down nice and slow. 2, 3. A little more wobbly on this leg. I think I'll keep my hand on the chair. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Last 2. All right. Very good. Take a few seconds here. Shake the legs out. So our next one we'll do, second set of the leg curls. So again, you can come behind the chair on this one if you want to. All right. So get those knees kind of lined up, making sure they're staying parallel as you're lifting that heel up. So again, we'll start with the right knee. Keep the chest lifted, standing up nice and tall. Lift and lower down. Good. Nice and slow. We're squeezing into the glute muscle right here and into the hamstring as you lift that leg up. Good. And remember, your upper body is not moving at all. You're stationary with the upper body, so not moving forward or back at all. Excuse me, with this one. All right, last 2. All right, very good. Shake the legs out. Switch it over to that left leg, last one. All right. So line up those knees. Keep them together here. Lift that left heel up and down. And I can kind of tell for myself with this one, like I have a little bit more movement in this one. Again, you know, for me, it's probably some tightness that I have on the other side. So if you do notice difference on one side than the other, that's pretty normal. Good. 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, shake out both legs. And then we'll finish our last one, which is that side leg raise. All right. Okay, so last time here, get yourself set. Abdominals contracted, shoulders back and down, lift that leg out to the side and lower. Good. Remember, you're keeping that right foot, the kind of the working foot, up off the floor pretty much the whole time. So your weight is shifted into that left leg. All right, let's do 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2 more. Last one. All right. Switch it over to that left leg and we'll finish out the legs here. All right. So again, standing nice and tall. Last one, lifting out to the side and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and good. Last 2. All right, good. Shake the legs out. All right, so we're going to take a break from working the legs. We're going to move to the upper body and we're going to do wall push-ups next. So for this one, again, if you've been doing this one with the band, go ahead and grab your band. I'm going to do one set without the band and then one set with the band, just kind of as a reminder if anybody needs it. All right, so I'll use the band first. All right, so we're gonna get the band. If you have the band, make sure it's kind of mid back here. And if you're using the flat band, just kind of as a reminder, if you tie a knot on each end, kind of helps when you put it in between the thumb and the forefinger. But if you're using the band or the tubing with the handles, you may have to position it a little differently so that you can place your hands on the wall. All right, so let's start with straight arms. We're gonna get the back nice and straight, tuck the chin back. Think about keeping your spine in alignment all the way from the neck all the way down. All right, so we're bending the elbows, lowering down, elbows stay kind of low, and then press back up. Okay, good. So your resistance is coming as you press up with the arms extended. That's where your resistance is. But remember, I'll turn here. Make sure the elbows kind of stay down and you're not going out this way. There should be 9 here. 10, we'll finish out the 12. All right, good. Okay, I'm gonna set the band aside. The second set I'll do without. So if you're doing these without, you can kind of follow me on that one. And you can do both sets with the band, do both sets without, do one with, one without. kind of however you're feeling today, and kind of what you've been doing. So either way works out. All right. So second set, we want to start in the same position. Back is nice and straight. Arms are extended out. All right. So bend the elbows, lower down, press up. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 more. All right, very good. Okay, so we'll take a little rest stretch break here after this one. Take the hands behind the back. You can either pull down or kind of lift a little so you're opening up here through the chest and stretching the chest we just worked. Take a deep breath in and exhale. All right, good. Roll the shoulders back. All right, so next one we're going to do, we did this one on Monday, kind of the hinge and sit to stand. So grab your chair, and I'm going to kind of show you here. So this exercise we're doing, it's kind of a modified, you guys have heard of what are called burpees. It's a modified burpee. We're not going to do actual burpees in this class, but this is a way to kind of modify it. So basically what you're doing with the burpee is you're bending over, you're stepping the feet back, you're coming back up to standing. So we're modifying that, and we will continue to modify this. Don't worry, I won't have you do those. So we're going to start forward in the chair, feet flat on the floor. Take the arms down by the sides. Now, as you do this one, we're hinging forward, but make sure you don't drop your head down. So keep your back straight and keep your eyes looking straight ahead so your head stays lifted. All right, so we're going to hinge forward, kind of reaching towards the floor with the fingertips, and then you're going to stand all the way up, and then slowly back and down, hinging, and then sitting up. All right, so again, we're going to kind of break this down slow. Hinge, reach towards the floor, stand all the way up, reaching up, hinge back, fingers towards the floor again, and then sit back down. So keep your head lifted, head above the heart. Hinge all the way up, hinge back, drop the hands down, and sit up. All right, good. And again, we are doing this one kind of slow. Once we kind of get the hang of it, we'll kind of pick the speed up a little bit so it's not kind of so kind of choppy movement. All the way up, arms down, hinge, again, reaching towards the floor, sit down, and then sit back up. Okay, good. Up. So kind of the difference with this one and like a sit to stand is that we're really hinging forward, reaching towards the floor, coming up like we normally would do, but then hinging forward again, reaching towards the floor, and then sitting up. So it's kind of that hinge forward, reaching towards the floor that's different from a standard sit to stand. Okay, good. All right, that should be 8 there. Good. When I do these really slow, it feels like I'm moving kind of like a robot. So it's kind of a weird movement. Like I said, once we start kind of speeding it up a little bit and you get kind of the feel for it, it's not quite such a choppy movement. 2 more. Keep your head lifted. Okay, good. Last one. All right, good. Go ahead and have a seat. Take a little rest here before we do our second set. So again, once we kind of just make sure you get the feel and make sure you're getting that full hinge forward, again, reaching towards the floor. You don't have to touch the floor. You're just reaching down like you're gonna lift something off the floor from here. So that's kind of where the difference is between just, coming up into a sit to stand. All right. So we're gonna get our second set done. We'll take a little stretch break after this one for the legs. All right, so sitting up tall, arms down by the sides, feet planted. Let's hinge. Keep your head lifted, reach towards the floor. Come all the way up, hinge back, reaching towards the floor, and then sit up. Now I'm gonna kind of speed mine up a little bit, get it to flow a little bit more. But if you need to stay with it kind of slow, again, just to make sure that you are reaching towards the floor, both before you stand up and then before you sit down, you can do that. So what the speed right now that you feel comfortable at. Good. All right, that should be 6. So we have 6 more to do. Keep your head lifted. Don't let the head drop down. Good. All right, we should have 3 more here. So you can see the whole time your back is staying straight. So even as you hinge, you're hinging to keep the back straight. So you're not bending over it all. All right. Should be last one here. Go ahead and sit all the way back down and we will take a little rest and a stretch break here. All right, so take that right leg out. Let's hinge from the hips and just kind of stretch into that hamstring. So the way we'll progress with that exercise, again, we're not going to do burpees, but we'll add weights to it, but that'll be further down the road, other side. All right, very good. Okay, shake those legs out. All right, so we're going to do rows next with the dumbbells. So if you want to stay seated, you can do these seated, keeping the hinge forward, back straight. Or you can come up with me and we'll do them standing. We have some weights here. And for the weights for this one, again, if you've been doing this, you should be able to do 5 pounds pretty easily if you have 5, maybe even more as far as the weights. But again, just kind of work at wherever you are and also what weights you have. All right, so again, if you're seated, you're going to hinge. We're going to stand and hinge. So still hinging forward, spine is straight. Keep the chin tucked back so your neck is in alignment. Bend your knees so you're not getting too much stretch into the hamstrings. And then we're pulling up, squeezing the shoulder blades together, lower down. Okay, good. So do 12 of these. And I'm gonna go to the chair here. So if you are seated, you're in almost the same position you are standing. You just have the support of the chair under you. All right. This should be 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, good. Okay, you can set the weights down for just a second. Make sure that when you're doing those again, you might, kind of as you're progressing through the set, you might tend to start to pull the shoulders up towards the ears. Make sure you keep them down so the focus is across the back and not up into the shoulders and the neck. All right. So we'll do our second set of those. All right. So again, stay seated if that's where you're at, or you can hinge and stand. Keep the knees bent if you're standing. All right, pull up, squeezing the shoulder blades together and lower down. 2, 3, 4. And either way, make sure you're contracting your abdominal muscles. So kind of pulling that belly button up towards the spine to support your low back. It's helpful to do it either sit if you're seated or standing, but it's really helpful if you're standing. All right, this is 12. And we're gonna set the weights, keep them close by, just kind of set them to the side. And then just kind of shake the arms out. We'll do some shoulder rolls back. All right. So next 2 exercises, we're gonna stay with the upper body and we're gonna do biceps and triceps. So again, if you need to lower the weight down from what you did with your rows, if you have an extra set of weights, go ahead and do that. Again, this one, if you've been doing these for a while, should be able to do 5 pounds, no problem. All right, so these, again, we want to keep those shoulders down, keep the tension out of the shoulders and the neck. Palms are forward, abdominals contracted, knees slightly bent, and then slowly curl it up, lower it all the way back down. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Last 2. All right. Very good. We'll take a few seconds here to rest. Again, shake the arms out. I'm going to grab a drink of water here. All right. So we'll do our second set, 2 sets of 12 on the bicep curls. All right. So again, keep the shoulders down away from the ears, abdominals contracted, knees slightly bent, curl it up and lower it down. And just a reminder with the hands, make sure you're keeping a good grip, but don't squeeze the weights too tight. And then also make sure that you're not getting any extra movement in the wrist. So your wrists are staying straight. So you're not kind of doing this and getting any movement in through the wrist. All right, good. All right, we should have 3 more. 2 more. Last one. All right, good. Set the weights down. And again, we'll just kind of shake the arms out, roll the shoulders back. All right. So our last exercise, we're going to go from biceps to triceps to the back of the arms. So using the same weights that you just used, we're going to grab both weights. Again, I'm going to show you these seated and standing. So if you're seated, you're kind of in the exact same position as those rows. You're going to hinge forward. You're going to take the hands in front, tuck the elbows in, and then extend back. So you can do those seated, sorry, or standing, knees bent, hinge forward, just like you did with the rows, and then press back. Now, either way, make sure your chin kind of stays tucked back. So you're keeping your neck, your cervical spine in alignment with your spine all the way down your spine. And we're doing 12 of these. Remember, you're not getting a lot of movement in those upper arms. Make sure you're not letting those shoulders come up underneath the ears. All right, 2 more. Last one. All right, good. Set it down, shake the arms out, stretch the hands out if you need to. We'll do 1 more set of those, and then we're going to go to the chair. So if you're doing these seated, you can just stay right there in your chair. All right, so same thing. Get those shoulders back and down again. We don't want any tension in the neck or shoulders. Hinging from the hips, hands in front, tuck the elbows in. All right, extending straight back. And same thing with this one. So you're not getting a lot of movement in that wrist. So try not to get like that going. You just want to keep the wrist straight and in a neutral position. Good. If you're getting a little stretch in the hamstrings, bend your knees a little bit. Not that a hamstring stretch is bad, but focus on the arms here. All right, 2 more. Last one. All right, good. Okay, come on up. We're going to set the weights aside. And then we are going to the chair to do our modified crunches. Around here a little. All right. So grab a drink, kind of take a second here. Get kind of transition to the seated. So we'll do our crunches and then we'll do our stretches seated as well today. All right, so let's go ahead and lean back, shoulders against the back of the chair. Now remember, abdominals stay engaged, core stays engaged. So think of that nice wide belt around the midsection, keeping everything kind of in and lifted. Hands across the chest. Press the feet into the floor and then sit all the way up, exhaling as you lift, inhale as you lower back. Nice and slow. And remember, if you have a hard time, sitting up, you're struggling with that one, it's just some strength in the low back and the abdominals. The more you do these, the stronger those muscles will get. So again, make sure you're not holding your breath. This one, I think it does help to exhale as you sit up and then inhale as you lean back. I think that exhale as you come up just kind of gives you a little push, I think, as you sit up. All right, 3 more. 2 more. Last one. All right, good. Drop the arms down and you can just kind of shift the weight side to side here. Take a little rest and then we'll do our second set, last set, and then do our stretches. All right, so take a deep breath in, exhale, and then we'll go ahead and lean back to our starting. This is kind of our starting position right here, hands across the chest. All right, then sitting up with your exhale, inhale back. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and good. Last 2. All right, stay up, drop the arms down. All right, from here, let's go ahead, just take a big deep breath in and reach the arms up. Exhale down. Good. One more time, inhale up. Stretch and reach it up, lengthening through the spine. And then exhale, lower the arms down. All right, so let's start with our leg stretches first. Taking the right leg out, scoot forward a little if you need to, heel down, kind of flex the toes back towards you or the foot back towards you. We're going to hinge from the hips as you come forward, and when you feel that stretch in the back of the right leg, hold it there. Make sure you're breathing through the stretch. Don't hold your breath. Take one more deep breath in and exhale. Good. All right, switch it over to the other side. Heel down, toes up. Again, flex the foot back and just get that hinge from the hips, holding that stretch. One more deep breath in and exhale. All right, good. Step that foot back. All right. Let's do a little quadricep stretch. So we're going to turn to the right. Right knee is up, facing out the right side. Make sure you're good and secure into chair here. Hold on to the back of the chair if you need to. We're going to slide this left leg. You can keep it right here or slide it back a little bit more. If you're going to keep it here, you want to try to like do kind of a little pelvic tilt. So you can try forward or tilting the hips back, seeing if you can increase that stretch. If you're not quite getting it here, try sliding the leg back a little bit more to open up into the front of the leg. And let's just hold this. All right, hold it for one more breath. In and out. Good. All right, switch it over to the other side. Okay, so same thing. Hold on to the back of the chair. Slide that leg back. Wherever that is, you can start to feel that stretch here into the front of the leg. Again, you can feel it here with the knee straight down. You just have to kind of move the hip a little bit or the pelvis a little. Hold it when you feel it. Just keep this stretch. One more breath in and exhale. All right, good. Step it up. Walk it on back to center. All right, so we'll do our hip stretch. So again, if you need to, you can cross at the ankle, hinge forward to stretch into that right hip. If you can, bring that leg up onto, or the ankle up onto the other leg. You can either stay right here or hinge forward a little bit more. Again, stretches on the outside of that right hip and thigh. Hold it there. And if you hinge forward a little bit, you kind of get it a little bit more in the low back, which is good, but make sure it's not a painful sensation, that it's just a good stretch. All right, let's switch it over to the other side. Again, you can cross at the ankle or bring the ankle onto the leg, onto the opposite leg. And then again, just hinge forward, hold it here. Deep breath in and exhale. All right, good. Go ahead and uncross the legs, set both feet on the floor. Let's take a big side stretch to move on to the upper body. Reach it straight up with the right arm. Keep reaching towards the ceiling, just lean a little over towards the left. So we want to reach up and stretch down the whole right side of the body here. Take a deep breath in, exhale. Okay, and then switch sides. Other arm comes up, reach it up over the top of the head, hold it here. Again, stay lifted. One more breath in, exhale, and drop the arm down. All right, good. Okay, we're gonna do, I'm gonna turn to my side here. We're gonna do kind of a little cat-cow stretch today. So take the hands onto the knees. I usually like to turn my fingers in so that my elbows are kind of out to the side. So we're gonna start off here by dropping the chin down towards the chest and rounding the shoulders forward. So just a little curve in the upper back to stretch down the spine. Hold it there. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Now with your next inhale, you're going to pull your chest through, lift the chest, pull the shoulders back, and drop your elbows down. And now we're stretching, opening up into the chest. Inhale again. Exhale. Good. Now inhale again. We'll go into that cat stretch one more time. So lifting the back, curling the neck or the chin down, curling the shoulders forward. Inhale. And then exhale, pull the chest through one more time. Elbows down, lift through the chest, hold it here. Inhale one more time and exhale. Now just relax the arms down by the sides. I'm going to turn facing you again. And we'll finish with a little shoulder stretch. We're going to take the right arm across the body. Take the left hand or left arm. You're just going to kind of gently pull the arm in, either on the forearm. You can go in the back of the arm. Just don't press on the elbow. So we want to keep it off of the joint. Keep the shoulder down. The more you can pull the arm in and to the left, the more stretch you're going to get here on the outside of that right shoulder. Deep breath in, exhale. Good. Over to the other side. Take that arm across. Try to keep that shoulder down as much as you can. Hold it there. Inhale and exhale. All right, good. Drop that arm down. All right, up, back, and down with the shoulders a few times. All right, and then just take one more deep breath in, reach it up. And exhale, lower the arms down. All right, good job, everybody. So Friday, we're gonna continue this one. And we might take some of the stretches either standing, we might do a few on the floor, but otherwise we'll do kind of the same workout. Here's Bear, he's back.
Bear.
He has his own little bed under the table now. So I don't know if I told you guys, my daughter took him back home and he didn't like it there anymore. So he came back here. So he's my helper now. He is pretty cute. All right, everybody, have a good afternoon. We'll see you back next time.
Thank you, Chris.